upon the Swanee River, far, far away. That's where my heart is yearning ever, home where the old folks stay.
Welcome to Florida Men on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the crazy but true stories that always seem to take place in Florida. We are in Lakeland, Florida this afternoon with Ellis. He's one of the owners of Cobb and Penn in Lakeland. And we're going to talk more about that city and about that location later on in the episode. But he's going to be hanging out with us, chatting about headlines and breaking the ice
Here
with
it
Josh.
is.
We are trying.
You know what we're doing.
We're trying the best craft beers available in Lakeland right now as we speak. But Cameron's got some headlines.
Yeah, I've got some headlines.
Well, what's the segment called?
Hooking them on headlines.
There we go.
That's it.
All right, so this week we kind of, this is going to air 2 weeks after the craze, but
We try to stay relevant.
we try to stay really relevant. The Florida Man Challenge was super popular, where you put Florida Man and your birthday. Okay,
Right.
you Googled that and you saw what Florida Man story
Yeah,
came
mine,
up
I
for.
didn't really like mine. So
Well, I'm
I
going
haven't
to
done
tell
it
you
yet.
what yours was.
You haven't done yours?
I haven't done it yet.
All right.
So-
do it live. Do it live.
We'll do it live. Let's talk about, I think this is Josh's.
You're not going to share the
Oh.
birthday, right?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
I'll keep birthdays
I want my age to be secret.
away.
I don't want people to know I'm a Leo.
Well, you don't. Do you do the year?
No.
Yeah, I think it's just, you're right. The
think
month
it's just
and the day.
Yeah.
No wonder you're not getting any results.
Or birthday presents. You
I
won't tell
know.
anybody which
Nobody
birthday.
knows.
All right, so on Josh's birthday,
Yeah.
a man, Florida man, entered a Jacksonville store and
Okay.
chased people around with a live alligator.
Okay. Well, that's not bad. I had
That's not bad at
another
all.
one.
Was it leashed?
It was not leashed. He had it just tucked under his arm,
Oh, okay.
walking
Okay.
around the store.
Seriously, that's just a petting zoo on wheels.
Yeah, I mean, he was just doing
Literally
people a
a
favor.
delivery petting zoo.
Circle
Sorry
B.
for the service.
Yeah, exactly.
So he walked into the store and started asking if the store had plenty of beer. And this is a quote. They don't give his name, but this is a quote from him. Y'all ain't out of beer here, are ya? Is he taking the last bit of beer? You aren't taking the last little beer, are ya?
So this guy's holding an alligator.
And
while
holding
he's-
an alligator
yeah.
the whole time, yeah.
Okay.
So the
Obviously, this doesn't. I don't even know why this made the news.
it was on your birthday.
It's the most Florida thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But because the headline makes it sound like he runs in with an alligator like weaponized, like chasing everybody.
Yeah.
He was just minding his own business,
He's got
trying
a
to buy beer.
concealed carry license for an
Well,
alligator.
yeah.
I think if you leave an alligator in the car, obviously someone's going to knock a window out
And
because
save it.
You don't want it to die from overheating.
That's true.
I think that's the law now.
It's got to have that air.
Only in Florida.
Yeah.
All right, so Wayne's birthday.
Okay.
December 25th.
Oh, come on.
Authorities, not December 25th.
Okay. All right.
Authorities arrest 22-year-old Florida man in connection with rapper XXX Tentacion's death.
That's big.
Okay.
That's
wow.
huge.
buddy.
Yeah.
That is massive.
Hold
So-
on. What were you doing on your birthday?
Tell us what you did on your birthday.
I can't say.
So Dedrick Williams, 22, from Pompano Beach, was taken into custody on that date. So the act didn't happen on that date, but that's when they took him into.
Okay. Well, I mean, way to bring us down.
Well,
I've got his posters up on my bedroom.
which one?
X,
The rapper? Okay.
X cubed tenacion.
Yeah, tell us who it is.
Name one of his songs.
Yeah, the Florida man was arrested that date on Wayne's birthday. I don't really want to get too far into that story because there's a lot going on with that.
Appreciate
but
that.
The rapper was murdered. He was a 20-year-old rapper, kind of up and coming, but he had a bunch of charges against him that.
Okay. No reason to
yeah.
slander the man.
We
He's
won't
dead,
get into
bro.
it. Let's talk about my birthday.
They're not family friendly. Let's
No,
say.
well,
Yeah, that's what it is.
yeah.
It gets kind of greasy.
Let's talk about my birthday.
Okay.
Which was a couple months ago.
That's a story
We
of
did
care.
talk about it on an
Oh,
episode.
yeah. This guy, he loves apples. I'm pointing at Cameron.
Yep.
He loves. It's a weird thing.
Got me about what? 10,
What's your favorite apple?
10 pounds of apples.
If you say that Red Delicious,
I like
I'm
Gala.
gonna punch you.
You like what?
Gala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Delicious is the garbage
Honey
can
Crisp.
of.
Honey Crisp.
Yes.
Pink Ladies. You ever had a Pink Lady?
Yes. Pink ladies are good.
A bunch of apple elitists over here.
Josh got me about 10 pounds of apples in a trash can.
8 pounds.
For my birthday.
I contributed
8
to
pounds.
that, dude.
I brought the garbage can.
Wayne went with him.
So it's kind of a running joke because Cameron loves apples so much. And the night we brought it up to his attention, he's literally fisting a box of Apple Jacks and yelling at us saying he doesn't like apples.
I don't know if that's the term.
Yeah. I mean, Apple Jacks, apples, I don't know.
Just apple
Whatever.
flavor.
So Florida man
Uh-huh.
dug an underground tunnel in attempt to rob a bank.
I love
You guys
that.
might have heard about this. This was this past year or this year. So he dug an underground tunnel. They found it it was about 50 yards towards a bank.
Okay.
I guess like sewage workers, like city workers, found it. There was a cart in there.
Whoa. Okay.
Like a rake, a stool, a generator, a winch, and a wagon. I mean, he had big plans
For real.
for stealing this or robbing this bank.
It's like a cartoon plan. He's just going to show up under the building, rake his way
Hold
into the through the floor.
It literally is a movie plot. I mean,
Is this El Chapo?
it doesn't say.
The
but-
guy loves tunnels.
So this happened in, where was this? Florida somewhere. I'm not seeing it right now. But yeah, 50-yard tunnel. They never found the guy.
They just found this tunnel.
Yeah, apparently the tunnel kind of closed in on itself at one point, and so they think he might have kind of abandoned the project, or they
or
just
be in
found
there?
it and maybe they saw
Are we
it.
trapped?
Yeah, I don't know.
Could
They
be a
sent a
rescue
dog
effort.
in, they never found anybody.
Or the dog again?
Yeah. So last one. This is Ellis's birthday.
Ellis.
Okay. All right.
Hearing it live for the first time.
For the first time.
Ellis had a difficult one.
Was it difficult to censor?
No. He just didn't have a whole lot going on. But I found
I'm story of my life.
And people are always celebrating his birthday.
an uplifting. Yeah, everybody's busy at Ellis's birthday, so they're not
right.
doing crazy crap.
Yeah.
But here's an uplifting one. We don't do uplifting Florida man stories very often. Florida man, paralyzed by a rare condition,
Okay.
uplifting, right?
Jeez.
Stood for the first time
Whoa.
to propose to the mother of his children.
Oh, come on. That's good.
So he's been faking it.
Yeah.
Oh, she does.
It's for the big reveal.
Well,
guess
something on the
the,
man works.
Yeah.
Amen.
Something's not paralyzed.
Something we're standing.
That took me a second.
So I guess he wasn't always paralyzed. Some kind of rare condition
Sure.
paralyzed
Okay.
him.
Shoot.
And then
Yeah,
the
temporary
first time,
paralysis.
Yeah.
the
Of
first
the-
time that he stood after that point was to propose
On Ellis's birthday.
Congratulations.
At the party.
This one sounds. I don't think so.
Not buying it.
No, because I've seen movies like that with Jason Bateman. He acts like he's in a wheelchair the whole time, and then I don't
Tell us
know.
about it.
And then that's the end.
It's
of the
called
movie.
The X, yeah.
And then he stands up and he punches the guy.
Was he digging a 50-yard tunnel to rob a bank?
Potentially.
I think my favorite's the guy carrying the alligator.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That-
definitely the best one.
Because I'm not even sure that I would flinch, honestly. Depending on where you're at, if a guy walks into
Yeah,
a gas
I think I
station
might
with
go.
it, I might.
Yeah.
I'll take a picture for my wife and be like, "Hey, this is what I saw today."
Right.
That's
But-
Circle K for sure.
I mean, it's pretty normal
Yeah.
going on for Florida, Polk County.
Sounds like I was
especially.
about to say. Sounds like Polk County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the headlines
That was
from
the headlines.
That was
Yeah.
those were nice.
That was-
Florida
those were
Man
excellent.
Challenge. If you guys had really good Florida Man stories from your birthday, let us know online on our social media, Instagram, or send us a message. But we would love to see what your birthday Florida Man stories were.
Okay. So I was given something,
Yeah.
and I thought I would incorporate it into the show. It was basically a truth serum fortune telling device,
Right.
something you feel passionately about that you have to explain,
Right.
if I may.
He's pulling something out of his pocket right now as we speak.
Okay.
Oh,
you may
yeah.
you may recognize
Looks
these.
like a piece
Yeah.
of paper.
Uh-huh. So
It's the.
it's I don't even know what these
What
are
was it called?
Oh, the finger folding
Oh, okay, so-
fortune teller trick.
This is a complete surprise to Wayne.
The girls would make these in class.
Yes.
And then you flip it around. There's like a
That's
number
the
on one
noise.
side.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead, ask Cameron to choose.
Okay.
Basically, I'm going to read Cameron's statement, and then he can explain it for us.
I can
Okay.
explain what?
The statement.
I
Pick
get to
pick your
explain the
number.
statement that you're going to read?
Yeah, but it's in here. I don't know how it works. Nobody knows how these things work.
Okay.
It's just a
but I have to
fortune-telling
explain
device.
what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pick Let's see. It's 2, 3, 4, and 5 between those. I'm gonna pick 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Is that how that works?
2, 3, 6, or 7 now.
I'm gonna go with 3.
Okay.
I think that was like 5.
I love that you can hear the flapping. Like it's
I'm not that coordinated.
5. I'm not sure he knows
It's
how this works.
1, 5. It was handed to me.
5.
I
picked 5.
I'm not going to spoil it and open it and read it before I bring it on the show.
That's true.
Okay. Your
So
statement
read-
says,
What's my statement?
I once ate a whole pine cone on a double dare.
oof.
Well, that's true actually. 1998.
Jeez.
I was at summer camp.
Florida man.
Florida boy, 1998. Somebody dared me to.
This is true?
Yeah, this is true. So on a dare, for $2 specifically, somebody said, "I bet you cannot eat an entire pine cone."
Oh, come on, monster mouth.
I couldn't, but I tried.
Wow.
Wow, bro.
That's like the new cinnamon challenge or whatever.
Right.
The whole
Pine
pine
cone challenge.
Just chopping it right
I
through.
really hope that doesn't catch on.
Like a
'cause
video. Yeah, we should do that.
It
I'm a
started here
sucker.
if it did. It started
And
here.
that
if it
ends
did.
up on Instagram.
Pine cone challenge.
Eat a
That's
whole
great,
pine
actually.
cone.
Cameron munching on.
Now, do you go early pine cone where they are super dense,
Ooh,
or do
God.
you go late pine cone where they're crispy but
Oof.
spread out,
I'd have to go with the crunchy.
crunchy?
Crunchy
Yeah,
pine cone.
because if it's just super, just like chewy, nasty.
Well, it's gonna be crunchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be crunchy either way.
All right.
Okay,
so-
let me try this because Josh threw it at me.
Do you know how to work
I
that
think
thing?
it floated over there.
Yeah, I'm
pretty
gonna.
much.
I don't know how to describe it to our listeners who weren't in school in the '90s. Like, it's a folded, almost like a diamond.
The way you're handling it
You
with-
put your fingers in it.
It doesn't seem like
with
he knows how
prestige.
it
I
Yeah.
don't know how to work it, but here we go.
I'm
gonna-
Still, I don't.
I'm
need
gonna
to bring
tell-
it in.
I'm gonna
Yeah, you're holding in the insides. Yeah, now fold it.
tell. Okay.
works. Just open
Now
a
stick your
there you
fingers
go.
in it.
There you
Okay,
go.
There you go.
It's got 4 holes. Stick your fingers in
Camera's
those
always
holes.
yelling at me to stick
Just
my fingers
4
in it.
fingers.
Wow, what an
Okay.
amateur
Yeah,
over
Just
there.
4 fingers.
Jam it in.
Okay, pick a number. Josh.
Okay, I don't even get the first round.
No. Yeah. Close it all the
Yeah.
way.
Oh my gosh.
There it goes.
We should
There you
practice
go.
this. This shows okay.
Okay.
Oh, oof. 3.
Still
I
not right,
guess?
but okay.
3.
Wait.
1, 2.
This is hard. This is hard to watch.
Just open a flap and tell him what his statement is.
8.
8. So Josh chose A. I'm going to open the flap. Tell him his statement. This says, I would punch a ghost in the groin if he bowed up at me.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'd say that's it's a factual statement about myself.
Yeah? If a ghost bowed up at you.
I would back down in almost
Would it be
every
booing
other
up?
situation.
It would be.
If either way,
If it goes booed up at you.
booed up at me, or
I think that's a
bowed up,
song, isn't it?
It
Boot
is,
up?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
It is,
There you
yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem. I wouldn't have a problem punching a ghost in the groin, but I think that's a universal
But
statement.
why the groin?
I think it's pretty easy. Look at this. This
Yeah,
is
I
how
mean,
you do it, Wayne.
They're usually floating, and it's kind of just like right. It's convenience, really.
How it did it come back
Love
to you
it.
like riding a bicycle?
Yeah.
See?
I'm into it.
So I walked it over to Ellis. He's got the device now, the fortune telling device.
All right, so
Am
we're
I
doing.
wait, am I telling your fortune now?
I've done mine.
Oh,
so
you've done.
you're on Wayne.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
All right.
Ellis is going to tell my fortune.
Okay. Pick a number 2, 3, 4, 5.
3.
All right. Pick a number 1, 4, 5, 8.
8.
I just did
Do
8.
I do it again or do I? Yeah, I think.
Pick
or-
another
Yeah,
number.
do 8. Do 8.
I think you. Yeah, you have to pick another one. All
Uh,
right. Let's start over.
okay, 2.
You got 2, 3, 6, 7.
7.
There you go.
Honestly, I Googled how to make this.
It looks great.
So what's 7?
Super cute.
If you can read it.
Sounds beautiful.
If I had another arm, I would keep busy with it.
I think I remember.
Just a statement.
I remember
Explain
this
it.
So,
statement. said,
that's a statement from
if
me.
I had another arm, I would keep it busy by occupying it with.
Oh. And then he
Okay.
fills in the blank.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is a question to you then.
So
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
had
What
an
would you
extra,
If I
do
had
with that
another arm, I
extra
would
arm?
keep it busy with.
just
I don't know. How did I read that as? If I had another arm, I'd keep it busy.
it's way funnier. It's way funnier that way. I would,
like
I would keep
flat.
it busy with, I don't know, charitable work.
Oh, wow.
God,
That's what we're calling it.
God bless America.
He's never done charitable work yet, but he's got to have that other arm.
I've
to
only
start.
got 2 arms,
Can't
bro.
make yourself portable.
I've only got 2 arms.
We might
okay?
want to describe the room we're in.
So we are currently 4 stories up in a tower,
12 feet away from each other.
yeah, above Cobb and Penn. So this tower looks over one of the main streets.
Yeah, coveted tower.
It is. It's kind of VIP.
Lowly attended.
Yeah. So it's not like people are coming in
Yeah,
and
we're
out.
big time for being up here.
Yeah, it's special. We're looking out over the city, 4 stories up. And
12 windows.
You can probably hear cars passing. That's Main Street down in not Main Street. What's the Florida?
South Florida Avenue.
South Florida
Yeah.
Avenue. Now,
in
Downtown
Lakeland.
Lakeland.
if I can bring us back,
Bring us back.
there is one spot on here that I have predicted that Ellis will choose.
Okay.
If he chooses it, it will say his name and occupation.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here we go, Ellis.
God.
Let's
I have
pick a
put-
number.
Okay. I'm going to go 5.
5. All right. 1, 4, 5, or 8. Can't pick 8. Right.
I'm going to stick
Well,
with
he gets
5.
a round 2.
5.
I'm going to stick with 5.
So I open 5.
No, you get a round 2. You get to go in again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing. 1, 4, 5, or 8.
I'm going to go 5.
5. So let's see. 5 is. My name is Ellis, and
No
I
way!
am a restaurateur.
Boom,
Can I see
baby.
that? Can I
Wait,
see
how
that?
Did, how did that happen?
Can I see that?
I don't know if I get back over to you.
Oh my gosh.
There's been a prediction.
Wait, you're a soothsayer?
Well, the paper is.
How did that happen?
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
That's crazy.
And
So
Yeah.
Josh predicted it.
That
And
is so
I was just
weird.
a vessel.
if he read it correctly, if he didn't, then
We'll never know.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
What
So,
are there any other
is that true?
wisdom located in there?
Is there any good ones in there?
Yeah.
He's got the whole thing open now.
The third.
Yeah. I think, well, I bought a GoPro to attach to my dog, but instead attached it to blank.
Cameron?
I can explain that one.
My favorite female Nobel laureate is blank. And From Justin to Kelly is the best movie made in the last 20 years.
Is that a true false statement?
That was mine. I should have opened that one.
Filmed in Florida?
Was it really?
I think so.
I think so.
I don't doubt that.
And it was
Florida man on
actually like
Florida
the
man.
lowest. It was like one of the lowest grossing movies. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems someone knows an odd amount about this movie.
I actually do. I actually am pretty sure I even know the number. It was like gross like $5.4 million.
Wow.
The paper fortune
Which sounds
teller.
like a lot of money,
Still
but
better
I think,
than the movie I made in high school.
which sounds like a lot of money, but I think in industry
In movie,
standards, it's
yeah.
brutal,
Sure.
Yeah.
brutally
Flunk.
terrible.
It's a
Spent
flunk.
4 or 5 times more than that on
Or,
the
yeah.
budget.
I always feel bad about like when you think about that. Like they won that show. He was second place,
Yeah.
I guess, that first season.
Yeah,
And then
she was first, right?
Yeah, she goes
Oh,
on.
okay. I just realized what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're talking about American Idol.
American Idol, yeah.
season
And then
one.
they made a movie with
Yeah.
them.
Justin
From Justin to
Guarini.
Kelly. Yeah,
I'm thinking Justin Timberlake was
No.
in a
Are you
movie
insane?
with Kelly something or other.
No,
So
It's-
I'm on it now.
it's
I do
Kelly
have
Clarkson.
to credit. The reason I know that is Cobb and Penn trivia.
No.
that was a question. Like
There's a plug.
Yes.
A couple of weeks ago.
No
what
way.
night does trivia happen on at
Plug
Cobb
us.
and Penn?
Monday nights,
Monday nights.
7:30.
All right. Be there, be square.
What
if
do you
you're out there, you're
What do you get if you win?
So we
you win
do.
anything?
Yeah, so we do happy hour pricing all day
Oh,
Monday.
I did take advantage of that.
We do $7 nachos.
Come
we
on.
Do, and then you win trivia that night.
Yep.
$25 gift card. Second place 15. Third place 10.
I'm in it.
That's
You win the season. You get a free
What?
private party for up to like 15 people.
In the
What?
tower?
Why are we
Not in the unfortunately not in the tower.
That's
The
just
tower
that's
is-
reserved for Florida men.
Yeah.
for podcasting?
Yeah.
FMOFM only.
FMOFM.com or trashtramps.com.
Honestly, if I knew about the private party, I would be competing way more often. I'm just
Yeah.
terrible at trivia.
I'm not great at it.
Yeah.
I've done better than I thought I would do each time I've showed up.
Yeah,
Really?
and you've learned something for this podcast.
I did.
Justin Kelly.
Yeah. I mean,
who knew?
Movie.
The fortune teller knew.
Yeah.
The paper.
I'm still shocked by that. We're going to post on social media that device that Josh brought. Once you see it, you'll go, oh, I know what that is. I just
Yeah.
don't know what it's
Well,
called.
honestly, I was just walking through the park.
It used to be, wasn't it? It was like
It flipped me in the
pick
face.
it was like your boyfriend is so and so.
I think so.
You will be this as your occupation. You
Yeah.
will
Oh, that's right.
have this
Okay.
many
Yeah.
kids, and
Yeah.
then you will do whatever.
Yeah, I
You'll
think-
marry so and so.
Yeah.
I think so. And it had, I thought there was colors involved too.
Well, I
Like you,
didn't-
pick a, you pick a number,
There's
pick a
numbers,
color.
colors.
So what we're saying is, Josh, you really screwed this up.
Oh yeah, then you pick an occupation.
Right.
There's like numbers, colors,
I didn't
occupation,
have-
Yeah.
and then something else.
That's
I
amazing.
didn't have
letdown,
all the
Josh.
tools.
I still want to figure out how you predicted that though with Ellis.
Oh,
That's so
oh,
I mean,
weird.
it's one of those things.
One of those things.
I guess you don't question it.
Simpatico.
All right.
Simpatico.
Simpatico.
So Lakeland, it's one of the fastest growing cities in the United States.
Okay.
It's got an amazing creative scene, craft breweries, indie bands, everything you would want. Just kind of
Podcasts.
happening like right downtown.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah,
Sounds cute.
One of the best podcasts in the nation. Florida Man on Florida Man.
Yep.
But Cobb and Penn, I feel like, is kind of in the center of that. Every night there's something going on. It's got just the greatest environment. And so what's interesting is this place, it's like a massive house that used to be located on a lake here in town, right?
The lake.
Actually, originally, so it's the house actually has been moved twice.
No.
Wow.
Which some people do not know.
I
that.
didn't know
Who's
that.
the builder of this house? Because they make a mighty sturdy building.
Right. I do know. Originally, I want to say. Now, I'm probably gonna botch. If anybody's listening that knows the details, I'm gonna botch some things.
Yeah,
but
Lakeland
I'm
historians
fairly-
tune out now.
I'm fairly well educated, but I'm sure I don't know everything I'm supposed to know. Originally, I believe in the 1920s and 30s.
Yep.
Built off of Beacon Road.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Familiar.
I believe the road was called like South Sand Gully or something like that. I don't know. And then I want to say, I don't know the year at this point, so I'm not going to speak about that. But at some point in the mid 1900s, mid to like late 1900s, was moved to the lake.
Okay.
And at that point, I think it was only about 2,000 square feet, 1,800 to 2,000 square feet.
So they added on to it when it moved down to the
So when it was moved to the lake,
I think
correct.
like you do.
That's when I believe Gene Holloway, who I imagine we'll get to, is. I believe he moved the house, or somebody may have moved the house before him, and then he took it over. I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, it's interesting to move a house. Like, I mean, that's not a huge house.
He was obsessed with the Tudor style
Yeah.
building, so the
Right.
original part of our building is in that Tudor style, and was moved there. And then when I don't know if he moved it or he just took over eventually, but he's the one that added about 6,000 square feet to
Goodness.
it.
Wow.
I
From
didn't
what
know
I
it ended up that being.
From
being
what
that
I
big. What was
understand,
the
I think
total?
the grand total is somewhere around 8,000 square feet.
Wow.
I
Okay.
believe.
so it's a little small for my taste.
I know.
But it's one thing to move a house, but to move it twice.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
so then as things happen, one person buys it and wants to make their dream place. Another
Yeah.
person buys it, wants to make their dream place. So they were going to tear it down. And a couple of very key Lakelanders who I think are really at the forefront of some of this talk about growing Lakeland culture and
Nice.
Lakeland growing rapidly and things like that, really said, hey, we don't want to lose this piece.
Right.
Very cool.
Can we rescue? I mean, obviously they didn't rescue 8,000 square feet.
Yeah.
So really, the original of the original was saved. So they saved the original
Okay. The
1,800
add-on was left.
Right. They saved the original 1,800 to 2,000 square feet. The add-on was left and eventually torn down.
I think it says something a lot for the local builders. Wouldn't you feel insulted? You go, guys, I could build you a house. And they're like, no, we'll move the entire thing.
Well, we're just going to move it across town.
Right.
We're going to move it down the street.
Yeah.
Right. I think
It's cool.
We're talking like what, a mile and a half down the road.
Sure.
now?
Yeah.
But we're also talking like street lights being taken down, lamps being
this is-
turned, power lines moved.
Wow.
I mean, it was
This
quite a.
is unreal.
I think it
This
was moving down the street at about a mile and a half an hour,
Could
2
you
miles
imagine
an
looking out
hour.
your window and the house just going down the
And
road?
I mean, I've seen pictures in the old newspapers of like, I mean, people sitting in their yards watching it, people walking behind it.
unreal.
Like, I think it was quite a thing.
So
The
this
wrong
wasn't
day to take
specifically moved for Cobb and Penn.
Correct. It
Okay.
was moved and then sat here, I believe, for a couple of years. We actually looked at 2 or 3 different spaces before this.
Wow.
And had a lease signed on another one. Actually, a really cool empty space in Lakeland still. Behind the Wells Fargo Bank downtown.
Sure, yeah.
It was
Okay.
an old bank
Yep,
from
yep,
like the
yep.
1970s.
Okay.
They still have their big, giant 2-3 foot. You're talking like handwritten bank ledgers. Books
Wow.
are still in there. It's
Okay.
glorious.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Have you seen banker scissors? They're like 2 feet long
Right.
to cut those
Yeah,
ledgers.
exactly. And I mean, I don't feel. I mean, I don't necessarily, set out to speak ill of anyone, but I don't
Yeah.
feel too bad here. But we were basically mid sort of negotiating with the city
Nice.
about our plumbing, about things
Oh,
that happened
man.
here, and Lakeland
Right.
was great about it, but Wells Fargo, however, was
so
not
great.
so great about it.
Well, I mean,
And,
Wells Fargo doesn't
and
really
we,
have
uh,
the best stuff.
they
I've heard
weren't-
podcasts about Wells
they,
Fargo.
they weren't very happy that a bar restaurant was coming in
Oh,
behind their
because
building.
they're so prestigious. I'll talk bad about them. They can come after me.
And we they basically shut us down.
Wow.
I mean, Wells Fargo has mortgaged people's houses that they didn't own the bank loan of.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Right.
We're not
Well, they
scum.
stepped in and called it quits, and I mean, thank you, Wells Fargo. We couldn't be more lucky at that
Yeah, I was
point.
going to say this is a better
This is
situation.
amazing.
To have gotten into this space.
So,
So at that point, we looked at more spaces,
Man.
and this was one of them. And when we looked, the structure we were in earlier
Yeah.
didn't exist. In fact, they were just digging out the ground for the foundation.
Wow.
So the hallway with the bathrooms and things like that was basically a cut off partway down. There was plastic covering it up.
We gotta
they
get
had
some
done a
pictures
few-
of this on the site, 'cause this is
there's
some cool-
They've done some cool. We can probably get some. They've done some cool. Like they had done a couple like pop-ups in the original Fifth and Hall. I think a couple other local places did some
Nice.
cool like pop-up things. They did like some random parties, I think, here throughout
yeah.
the time. But still sat dormant. And so when we talked to them, they said we're just now building the additions. We envision a 3 or 4 shop. Like they wanted to split it up originally, and I
Oh,
think
geez.
when we saw the space, we fell in love with it and said, "Well, how do we get the whole thing?"
Yeah.
Wow.
and they go, we
so-
weren't expecting this type of offer
Right.
for the whole thing.
Right, and so
They're
we
like tower included because
So tower not included. We can get the tower's got its own.
oh, that's got its own story.
A bit of its own story. But we pitched them a proposal. We were very fortunate to have some connections to a company called AO&A.
Yeah.
They are hugely involved in Universal Studios and Disney.
Whoa.
Designed all of like Shanghai Disney.
Wow.
Goodness.
They are we are hugely lucky to have kind of had some connections with them, and they
Now, we have a connection to them. So, boom.
Yes.
It all works out.
Have them design your next podcast studio.
Yeah, there you go.
So they actually drew a proposal for us. They were
Wow.
super cool with everything we were doing. Drew a proposal for us that we submitted to the property owners here,
Jeez.
and I had made a bunch of food at my house in Georgia and drove down here with a bunch of stuff in coolers.
Jeez.
And we like shared some beers, and I made food and said, "Here's kind of our concept. Here's our pitch," and they loved it and said,
Yeah, speaking of that,
It's
this
yours?
isn't your only spot.
Right.
You are because if you own one restaurant, you're just a one owner restaurant, but more is restaurateur or is restaurateur.
God, I have no idea. I've never even.
I like titles. I like
Never
get
even
titles
thought of
nailed
that.
down. So when
Right.
I describe you, I
Sure.
go restaurateur. And they go, more than one? And I go, yeah, duh, more than
And they
one.
go, yeah.
He's a restaurateur. He's not a restaurantee. Restaurantee would be singular.
Right.
So when you guys were here after you secured the place, the tower came after?
So when we secured the place, again, just to praise the guys that we rent from, I really like design.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that I'm super knowledgeable about it, but I really, really like it. And I wanted to be involved, and they were super cool. And I got to like pick out, paint colors, lighting fixtures. I designed a lot of the bathroom. I kind of got to send
Yeah.
inspirations and designs
Jeez.
for the bathrooms, and they were very appeasing to a lot of those things.
Very cool.
So, so we fortunately getting in before they had already built that section.
Okay,
permitted us
That
to really be involved.
The mirrored ceiling.
So that stuff there.
Yeah.
So the beauty of that little corner, that's the original of the original, fairly untouched other than paint
Man.
and some
Wow.
art and some art on the walls and which is insane because it's glory. It
That's
sells.
some
It sold
serious
itself.
detail.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're sitting there having an amazing craft beer, having a burger. You look up and it's a mirrored ceiling.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
it just,
but it's like
right.
in squares, wood
right.
carved out, trimmed.
It's
I
glorious.
usually try to
Chandeliers. The
read-
chandeliers are original.
Unreal.
I usually try to read other people's text messages that I'm sitting with just from the mirror. Like, are they talking about me?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
what's going on over there?
No wonder you wear those weird.
I did do a little
glasses.
I did do a little bit of fun research. If you're ever in the building, you'll notice in that room there's about an extra 6 to 8 inches of crown molding on the ground. That was sort of it was. I think typically you stepped up and historically, I think you typically stepped up into the dining room.
Wow.
And the dining room was usually pretty small because people are sitting in it.
Okay.
Okay.
So the floor to ceiling is not that big.
Very cool.
And the mirrors, I believe, go back to candlelit.
Jeez.
And so it reflects
that-
more
Make it a
light.
little brighter.
Now
Makes
this
it
makes
brighter,
sense.
expands
This makes sense.
the feeling
Yeah.
of the ceiling and stuff like that. So I believe that is one of the original dining rooms.
wow.
That's cool.
But
That
the
makes
floor
sense.
did not quite make the move, and it
Yeah.
was better that it was dropped a little bit and sort of leveled out. So
Very
it's just a
That's
fun,
amazing.
fun kind
There's
of
also a pump organ in there, which
right
is really cool.
now. That was
Yeah.
Now that's something
And board
we
games.
found.
I didn't know that was a real object. And then someone came by and pumped it. And I was like, you talking like sneakers? Like those, like the sneakers that you used to pump? And then it started working after he pumped it. And I was like, oh.
We're down to one pedal. People are not such graceful pumpers.
Yeah. It's
That's been said about me.
Yeah, I've heard
okay. Wow. He's a graceful pumper. He
Yeah.
is.
So you guys, what did you guys build the tower afterwards, or was
Okay, so tower basically is tower essentially is the building, the property owner, the building owner's dream to
Very
just
cool.
have it.
that okay?
So it's
Yeah.
pretty much his.
If you got the means,
Exactly.
you build a tower on it.
Yeah, I've always said that.
You do.
You do it. Our concern is alcohol and spiral staircases and four stories and things like that. So
Sure.
for insurance purposes and liabilities, we requested to write it out of the lease. We obviously were cool with him doing that. We requested to write it out of the lease.
Oh, okay.
That explains
Okay.
why
So
there's
it's
no
just really-
trampoline or swimming pool with diving board.
We were wondering
It's all
why that wasn't
insurance
here.
purposes.
That makes sense though. So you guys actually don't even. That's not even part of your space.
It's not part of our space.
Okay, that's
we
cool.
aren't
They're
even
great.
here.
Again, being connected with them and them
Yeah.
being great friends to us and us trying to return the favor. Like they're very cool with us using it.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
For things like this and to promote the mystery and promote the space
I mean,
itself.
the look of it by itself.
Yeah, you
Right.
just drive
Well-
down Florida Avenue and it's just
Sure.
like there's
And-
a tower.
There's
Yeah.
a whole house
And
sitting.
inside, you're looking at floors and floors of reclaimed wood over the years of projects that those guys have built in Lakeland. You're looking at pictures of homages to Gene Holloway and his
Yeah.
crazy life story,
Yeah.
original Seawolf menus.
These are things I
It's
didn't
really
know
cool.
about.
Lots of things like that. And I will also tell you, we're sitting in the tower currently. The ceiling above us, the rafters, let's say the rafters above us, from everything that I understand, is supposed to be the original floor. So we should have been another flight, half a flight of stairs up.
Wow.
Okay.
And the problem with that is air traffic control.
Goodness, you get that
And
high up.
So, from my understanding, the decision. So, if we could have been up there, I do believe the goal was you could see all the lakes.
wow.
Wow.
What another 10 feet will do, huh?
But the air traffic control space was a problem, and I think it could have been adjusted. But I think it would have
Yeah.
been 2 to 3 years of licensing and
yeah.
adjustments. And I
Okay.
think at the end, the property owners said, "Let's just build the
get
tower.
the
It's
tower.
too
Let's
much.
build
Yeah.
and finish the tower." And so it is where it is now.
We need a big blinking light.
But you can
and,
see a lot of lights. You can look around at night and
lightning
see a
rod.
lot of lights. I think you can see Winter Haven
yeah.
and
That's so crazy.
Auburndale, and I think you can see some cool like areas.
Definitely the highest I've been in Lakeland.
Well,
I mean, physically.
But Cobb and Penn does stand out, I think, culturally because, it is one of those places where it's all ages, every demographic. People just love coming here and hanging out.
Yeah.
I think I'm here way too often during the
we
week.
know you're here way too.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah.
But I think
I have to call here to get a hold of Wayne. which
that's
is-
true.
which is
We'll set
weird.
up an answering service for
Just
you.
is
That's not a
true.
problem.
We just call and say,
Not a
just put
problem.
them on.
But the amazing part about being in the tower for the episode is that you do see the tower from miles away, coming down the main street here
Right.
in Lakeland.
Yep.
So being up here and looking out over the town, it's almost surreal.
Right. And I think the guys that built that was their goal. This is kind of the entryway to what they coined the Dixieland area in
Definitely.
Lakeland.
I grew up in South Lakeland, and I moved out because I was like, this town ain't cool enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when everything started happening. And I was like, okay. Well, now I'm not cool enough for it.
No, I love it. So you mentioned Gene Holloway a little bit, and he was one of the original owners of the home.
The pictures I saw of him, there were a lot of big cats next to him.
Correct.
Tigers and
Obsessed with large cats.
Large cats.
so he
yeah.
actually owned.
I mean, hey, man,
these-
everybody's got their time.
From,
hey, man.
right now, from what I understand, at both the Seawolf, one of his restaurants, and at the original property, the 8,000 square foot property, and I think we can see pictures
Yeah.
on the way down the steps. I don't know whether that's the Grand Hall in his home or if that's the Seawolf
Was the
itself.
Seawolf a local restaurant? Or was
Tampa,
Okay.
and
I
I do
believe it was
believe there
Tampa.
were two. I'm not sure
Nice.
where
See wolves.
was one
Yeah,
originally. I do
Seawolves.
believe maybe one was around here, but I do know there was at least one in Tampa and one somewhere else.
I know that anytime I talk to someone in town about Gene Holloway, he's like a living legend because you hear about him owning, like wild animals, these tigers
Right.
and such.
Yeah.
He owns all these restaurants but he also just looks so cool. I mean, he's got this
Right.
kind of beard, classic feel to him.
Yeah.
He's constantly
very
seeing.
masculine.
It's very Burt Reynolds to me.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I could see
That's a
that.
great
Yeah.
way to
Spot
put it.
on.
Extremely Burt Reynolds.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't mess with them.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
No.
And
Especially
even
if he's
and
got
maybe a little
tiger
Tom
sitting next to him.
Selleck.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Right.
Those kinds of like
the best of both
yeah.
worlds, that
Right.
guy.
Well, I mentioned to one guy about Gene Holloway and us doing the show, and he said, "Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure Gene Holloway's a treasure hunter. I think he actually."
Absolutely.
And but
Okay.
that just blows my mind. Like, I mean, you like he goes and hunts treasure for
Yeah,
fun.
if
right?
you
know
go
what I
to
mean?
his Facebook page,
Oh, my
it says under Gene Holloway, treasure hunter.
treasure hunter,
So I mean, it's legit.
official title.
Guys, you know
You've
what
heard it here.
teased me off. Finding people that are more interesting and have better lives. And this guy has it.
Yeah.
Treasure hunter,
Owns big cats.
my heart's desire. What is it?
To find treasure.
Yeah, find treasure.
Yep.
I've always said that.
Right.
I want to find treasure. If I don't find treasure before I'm 40,
That's it.
You
So-
found me.
it's over.
That's
So
Oh.
yeah.
Well, because I heard he went to like Africa to look for treasure and stuff, and so I dig it because it seems
I get it, dig it. That's fun.
yeah, no, I see. Intended. It seems mythical, but he's a real guy. The living legend.
Most of his life seems fairly mythical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be, and I probably don't know the half of it, but super eccentric guy. So what I know is originally owned a seafood distribution company.
Okay.
Was distributing to Red Lobster when Red Lobster was just starting.
Cheddar Bay
Okay,
biscuits.
wow.
I went there for the first time in a long time.
You're
last
talking
week.
about a 5-star cuisine that was destroyed by the franchise system, I assume.
So, well, originally, yep. So I think he was when they were originally beginning
couple.
and growing.
Nice.
As they grew, as most franchises would do, realized that having their own distributing company would save them a lot of dollars.
Yeah. I can
So
see that.
my understanding is, went to Gene Holloway and said,
Wow.
we'll buy your company from you, or we'll start our company and cut you
Destroy
out.
you. Yeah.
I believe was the
That is
from what I
Wow.
understand.
the
I
best
believe was the
business
threat.
negotiation
I believe was the threat
is you can sell it to me,
Right.
or I can compete
Right.
against you.
Now my understanding is that's where he really made his first big money.
Wow.
Yeah, which brings us to our next point. We were going to start a bar, craft brewery across the street, or you could sell us this.
we're open to either one.
My theory is the right price on the right day. And
All
it's
right.
yours.
Let's go. There's just so much history tied up in this location. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the fact that it's not a museum, people come here to have dinner, to have drinks and hang out and just
Speaking, yeah.
be a part of the culture. And
burgers
like,
here
The burgers. This guy,
are so
Cameron,
good.
loves the burgers.
I love the
Thank
burger.
you so much.
yeah.
I mean,
Named
I
after
love
the
food.
named after the area we're in, the Dixieland Pub Burger.
It is
Yeah.
so good.
And I've been on the fence about making a Dixieland brunch burger.
Oh, please.
But
With
I've
an
been
egg on it?
I've been warned that I've been
yes.
warned that people might be mad that we don't do have the pub burger instead, and I just don't know what to do about it.
yeah,
Oh.
don't get rid of that burger.
My Saturday
Well, I mean, I
mornings,
figured if you really wanted it, you could we could just make it.
an
Yeah.
egg on a burger. I
Well,
go to
or we do the brunch burger, and someone goes, "I really want the pub burger," and I just
okay.
go, "Yeah, you got it."
eggless.
I mean,
That's cool.
the thing, Wayne
Yeah.
walks in this place.
That's right.
And instantly they're like, get a grilled cheese up right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've been known as the guy that gets the grilled cheese.
Every
because
time.
the grilled cheese is amazing.
Thank you.
And so it's got pickles and then the homemade mustard on there.
You're
and-
telling the guy. You're telling
No, I love
the
it.
guy that runs.
describe
yeah,
it
yeah,
to
I'm
the guy
looking at
that-
Ellis like he's
You're
never,
gonna love
like
it,
he's never
Ellis.
seen it
You're
before.
gonna love it.
You never heard of this grilled
But
cheese.
I love it so much so that my wife was like, "You need to calm down."
Yeah, they call him GCW.
Yeah, grilled cheese Wayne. You got to calm down with the grilled cheese and the beer. You're gonna die at 40 years
Yep.
old. So
You know.
If
Yeah.
you don't find treasure,
you gotta
So
live.
Our theory there, our
About
theory
your
there,
death?
and
About
our,
Wayne's death?
our theory on about our theory there on Wayne's death. Our theory on that grilled cheese and as we do a lot of things is I wanted us to make sure we have vegetarian options, vegan options,
Sure.
you know, things like that. Like, but also concentrate on. I feel like those people that have those sort of dietary concerns, like I feel like they get, you know, well, we have salad or we have vegetables or
Sure.
you
Yep.
get some sides or something like that. And we wanted to make sure that we offered a few legit like
oh,
Yeah.
you got some great
options.
You go home
So-
full and happy.
The thought on the grilled cheese there was essentially like a meatless Cuban. So
Sure.
pickles, cheese, Dijonnaise.
Come on.
Yeah.
preach it.
That's great. And I think
missing
the bulk of the menu it was like gluten free, vegan, and it's
Most things with a couple of substitutions and changes,
Can't
you're
tell, right?
fairly good to go.
yeah, which
Not
is
for me,
amazing.
baby.
I had a question. If a manatee is the sea cow, then what's the sea wolf?
Gene Holloway.
Gene Holloway is the sea wolf?
Probably
He
is.
is the great sea wolf.
Okay.
That's it.
I guess that's a leap. But
So a little fun. It's an older building.
Yeah.
It's kind of got this mystique to it. Some of the people who work here have claimed to in the late hours hear some spooky stuff.
yes.
Right.
Yep.
So
yeah, we
I heard some spooky stuff last week.
I've heard stories, and you know what happens when people start telling me stories about spooky stuff.
Josh doesn't like it.
Wet
No.
my pants.
Yeah.
I start sweating. Upper lip, brow,
Everything.
everything sweating.
A few episodes
Same
ago,
time.
we discussed Henry DuPont and his haunted hotels, and Josh didn't sleep for 3 days.
No.
And someone offered us a stay there, and we had to turn it down because Josh said no.
No,
thank
I'll
you.
quit. I'll quit the podcast because I don't believe in that stuff.
He's just too scared. That's okay, though.
But just in case it's real,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I'm the lifeblood of the podcast, so
Yep.
they wouldn't do it without me.
So have you ever experienced that yourself, or have you heard anybody talking about the
Right.
something goes bump in the night?
I have heard managers discuss closing late and hearing noises
Sure.
or not wanting to be up in the office after, a certain time. But I personally have not experienced that. I'm not here as late as everyone
All
else.
right. As the restaurateur, you're like, nope, I'm out.
Sometimes it's time to go home.
Right.
Yes.
I've cleaned up my years of
Oh, God.
of
yeah.
bar
Late
debris
night.
and
Sure.
things like that. I've put in my time, and I'm always willing to help, but at some point,
Yeah, it's
Sure.
kinda,
Yeah, once the ghost shows up, he's out.
Yeah.
Ghost clocks in at 11. Haunting begins.
Does it ever cross your mind, like as you know, kind of the head honcho, when a manager says, "Hey, I heard something in the attic after hours"? I mean, your mind probably goes to, "Well, did you go
fired.
check and see if someone's hiding up in the attic?" You know, like
Okay, yeah.
Florida man.
right?
Hides in the attic at
yeah,
Cobb
you're-
and Penn.
You're in Polk County. so-
Ironically, no. I kind of just laugh. I laugh it off, and I say, "Well, that's ridiculous. That seems
Yeah.
ridiculous."
Now I know more about you, and you're ridiculous.
So, right.
That would be. I mean, if there's any ghost hunters who want some amazing food, some amazing craft beers, bring your systems in
Yes,
here and
Spend the night. Let us know. Spend the night. Let us know.
let us know what you find.
We were approached a couple of times
Oh.
by several sort of like ghost hunting shows about
No way.
about
No.
doing some things here, and nothing ever really panned out.
If I were, my biggest fear would be being in the house and it being moved again. I'd be like, is this
Right.
what's happening around here? Is that the creaking?
You just never know.
Just
when
one
it's gonna
block
move.
over.
Yeah. I mean, there's a history for it.
We have an in with the Travel Channel through a man that we
Gabe?
know. Yeah, Dave. So
Uh-huh.
we'll
Dave
see if we can
Shealy.
get you back on
There
one
have,
of those
there
ghost
have been a
shows.
few, yeah. There have been a couple have requested, and we just nothing ever panned out.
Yeah.
But
That's
there are
cool,
people
though.
there are people that swear by the, things that go bump in the night, and I have not experienced.
They just
those.
want a free meal.
I've definitely been here. I've been here in those hours, and I've not experienced anything. But
I think
But
the ghost
again-
is like, this guy's not going to believe it.
right,
I'm not
right,
wasting my powers and rapping against the wall.
Right, he's gonna call it the wind or
Yeah, exactly right.
The old HVAC system making noise.
Yeah.
That's how I am. I agree.
Well, we love this city and we love this location, and it's honored, man. It's an
Yeah.
honor to have you on the show.
Patronize it.
Well,
Do we
Yeah.
want to talk about the name?
Feeling is mutual.
Oh,
Yeah.
the name.
Yeah, absolutely. So we named the bar like we name anything, which is sort of like naming a band.
Sure.
A couple of legal pads and a bunch
Nice.
of beers and
Okay.
hours and hours of no idea is a bad idea. And
Yeah.
I wish I still had some of those lists on my phone of the
I love beer.
original. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was everything.
Beer
And
me
then
that beer.
An idea
Beer
that's
that
somewhat good.
Yep.
You go down the rabbit hole of like looking up everything online that
yeah.
relates to that and coming
Sure.
up with all of that. Like I had this giant list of the word cheers in like every language known to man that I thought was like, you know,
I'm on something
just this
here.
giant list of all of those
If I
that
can get
never
to
made it.
Aramaic, I think that's her.
But eventually, Cobb is the male swan and Penn is the female swan.
That's so cool.
And the swan is a bird of Lakeland, and
It
we wanted to sort of establish ourselves as guys not necessarily from Lakeland, but here kind of to be with Lakeland
Sure.
from the beginning of sort of this like growth in culture and stuff. And
Swans are a
you
big
know,
deal
we
in
wanted
Lakeland.
Yeah, as someone who grew up when I heard the name, grew up in Lakeland, when I heard the name Cobb and Penn, immediately I thought, well, what the hell does that mean?
right.
Yep.
Because I had no idea.
It's very.
I thought
yeah.
you were a swan expert.
There's a
I know just the Guinness, obviously the kingdom, but when it gets down to the details, I don't waste my time.
phylum class order. You're
Right.
right.
Yeah.
So Cobb is the male, and
Cobb is the male, Penn is the female.
That's so cool.
One B, one N. There's a lot of COBB,
Okay.
PENN questions.
right.
There is a Cobb and Penn in UK.
Whoa, that's cool.
Did not
way.
know that until we were really searching
No way.
for things like that. Looks like an amazing bar, to
Yeah.
be honest with you. An amazing British pub.
Sister City.
yeah.
Let's
I
go.
think we should. I think we should.
We've got some
Okay.
listeners over
I
here.
was about to
some of
say,
that
we have a
out.
couple hundred subscribers in the UK,
We should
so
figure some of that out. Yeah.
reach out to us.
You know I don't
if
fly coach, so if you're reaching out, business class, first class, I'll slum it. I'll G5, G6. Don't matter to me. Just get me over there and get tipsy.
So we dig it. We love the culture in Lakeland, and it really feels like Cobb and Penn is at the center of
Yeah.
that culture.
We appreciate that. We are still very much, I think, unknown in town a lot, even though we've been here for a couple of years. But our goal here was to be one of one or two or three, and not go to a big city and be one of 50.
No, you're
we
sure.
wanted to be forgive the ego or whatever. We wanted to be a pioneer of sorts and like
Clearly.
do something from the start, and
Sure.
we really fell in love with what was happening here.
You have a
now.
tower.
So
I think that's
Yeah,
Right.
you're A-OK.
yeah,
if you started anything after the tower, then I mean, because you drive to South Florida, you go just drive towards the tower.
right.
Yeah.
Boom. It's that
Right.
easy.
True.
For me, it was, okay, I'll go check the tower out.
Yeah.
And then I came back because of that burger.
Because of that burger. He
there you
loves
go.
it.
There you go.
So how can our listeners find you online?
cobbandpenlakeland.com.
Okay.
Again, 1B, 1N, everything's spelled out. I think our Instagram is cobb_and_pen.
Cool.
We're on Facebook. I'm not sure how to operate that, but
I'm
we're
with
there.
you.
We're
Wayne
there.
does all
I don't
the-
know how you
all
find
ours.
us, but
Yeah, there's-
I mean, there's only two of us. If we're not in the UK, you probably nailed it.
Visit, visit both.
If
though.
you have to get on a
But
boat,
please
you've
check.
gone
Yeah,
too far.
please check it out. Please check it out. Yeah,
Awesome.
We love it. Thank you so much, man, for
Absolutely,
being a
no.
part of the show and for
Please,
allowing
Richard.
us to kind of slum
Yeah,
it here as
letting
often as we
Cameron
do.
carry all his junk up here.
Yep. Yeah, that's the. I've got to carry a lot of stuff down
Yeah,
the tower.
bro. I am blasted. I can't carry nothing of value. Don't let me.
I have a feeling we could maybe grab a bar back for that or something.
There we
like that.
go.
You can enjoy another
God
beer
bless.
downstairs.
There we go.
But we really appreciate it. We just like to be thought of and recognized and noticed, and I appreciate you guys spending time here.
Yeah,
Normally and thinking that we were worth, having a discussion about. That's fantastic.
Sure.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. We appreciate it. And thank you for the beer and the good hangs.
FMOFM.com.
Yeah, it's been a good week.
It has been a good week.
It's been a great week. We're going to wrap it up here. We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in as always. And we'll see you around.
Hey guys, we actually have an outro song today. This song was sent to us by our friends Cool Parents, the band. They also have a podcast. You can check them out on Instagram, Cool Parents, the band.
Every night, met up with the poltergeist, fresh on the trail, some poltergeist. Got a Ouija board, did a seance,